beautiful Gemini, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for April 2022. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram or Patreon. I'll never ask you for your credit card details and I'll never ask you for your personal details either. So if anyone masquerading as me asks you for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Gemini, the new moon is in Aries on the 1st of April, which is a start of new beginnings. You will feel this fresh energy. You'll want to start, setting more intentions as you move throughout the year. Also, it is a time of spontaneity. So when you check in with yourself, you feel that passion, that high energy, and you start to do things that you wouldn't normally do as like day to day, so you'll shake up your routine. Also, we've got the full moon in Libra on the 16th of April, and that's all about balance, harmony, refinement. Also, it's about getting what you truly deserve, some good karma coming in there for you. Also, it is a time of beauty, so you may be called to look at your where you live and want to revamp certain areas. You may feel called to do a little bit of DIY around the home just to make things feel a little bit fresher. Also, detoxing is starred during this time, so you may feel called to implement healthcare routines like exercise or diets and things like that. Now, also we have a second new moon, and that is on the 30th of April, and that's the new moon eclipse, and it's in Taurus, which is all about value, how you value yourself, how you value your others, and the possessions that you have and the things that you want to achieve. So it is all about getting a good deal for what you bring to the table, as it were. You may be focused on finances at this time as well. I mean, look at that. We got justice. So that is something that is very important for you over the next couple of weeks. We've also got psychic protection. Okay, and we've also got abundance. These are the things that Spirit want you to focus on as we move throughout the month. So you'll be protecting your energy. When it says psychic protection, of course, I will read through it a little bit deeper, but it's about things like protecting your energy from like energy vampires, or making sure that you only put your energy towards things that you feel are worthy of your time and your attention. Now, in particular for you, your 11th house is starred right at the beginning of the month, and that's all about social circles, also hopes and wishes. So you may want to connect to friends a little bit more at the beginning of the month, loved ones, and you may even think about networking for your career, or looking at ways of using the internet to your benefit, either to increase your social circle or your business circle, or go after goals and dreams, research things. So the internet is starred at this time as well. Your 5th house is activated on the 16th of April, and that's all about creativity and the pursuit of happiness and pleasure. So you may feel a little bit more romantic than usual, or you may want to seek pleasurable relationships, or just do things for yourself, be a little bit more creative than usual, take yourself out into nature. So that is something that is very, very important for you during this time. Now, we've got something here. I'm looking at your energy read, and we've got the Death card, we've got the High Priestess, we've got the Devil card, the Tower, and the Moon. Okay, Gemini, so there's some shocking energy that's coming through here. We will, maybe that's why you've got the psychic protection. So I feel it's something here like some sort of hidden knowledge comes to light, because we got the High Priestess right there. But we will clarify all of this as we go, and I'm going to do a Celtic cross as well, just to see what is coming your way. I mean, you've got abundance here. Just to let you know, the Tower doesn't always mean like a shocking thing that is detrimental to your life. It can mean something is breaking out of a comfort zone. You know, something that was stuck is now moving forward. But we will clarify it as we go. We've got the Justice card here, and the Justice card is, of course, all about getting balance and harmony, getting your just desserts, getting good karma. That's really, as I said, something that with that full moon in Libra will be really present in your chart. It says that by the power of 3, Mart deliver justice to me. Okay, so that is about, I feel, if you've been going through, for example, some sort of legality, perhaps it may have a shocking outcome, but I feel you will get a fair deal out of the situation. Something that's been stuck for quite a long time, because they're giving me itchy feet right now. So that means you want to get going on something, but you may have felt really stuck, or you felt like you're in a little bit of a habit or a routine, a repetitive cycle that you just feel completely like something needs to change. And I feel like you are doing the shocking energy, because basically the protagonist energy is your energy, the Death card. So you're deciding something needs to change, okay? And the challenge is you connecting to your inner wisdom, you connecting to your how can I put that? Yeah, your well, spirituality, because your 12th house is actually activated right at the end of the month, okay? And that's about, you know, your most sensitive part of the chart. So that's about you being a little bit more philosophical than usual, you really analyzing any fears. I feel like you're literally sort of breaking away from a fear. Okay, that's what I feel. This is your overall energy. You're breaking out of some sort of mold. That's what I just feel, but we'll go deeper and find out there. But you're getting justice for what you truly deserve. So if some of you are going through court cases or legalities and things like that, then I feel like things go a little bit more in your favor, but I feel like it's a fair outcome, okay? Also, I feel if, for example, you put a lot of energy into something and you've been feeling it's stuck and nothing's been sort of returning to you, or you haven't quite grasped what you've been searching for or working hard towards, I feel like there is a break in energy where things just shift, okay? For the positive. The Tower is actually an Aries Scorpio energy, so that means that it is a powerful rejuvenative cycle where things change. There's some sort of upheaval that may feel uncomfortable at the time. I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes change is uncomfortable, especially if we're not, you know, in charge of it. But I feel you are, to some degree, very much in charge of this, and it brings a positive transformation. Now, we've also got psychic protection here. Okay, so it says, around me now a shield of gold, protecting me strong and bold. So I don't know if you are one of the watchers who's watched the yearly readings that I do at the beginning of each year, but collectively, every sign pretty much got a Tower moment in April and in June. So I could read the energy collectively that there is world circumstances that are beyond our control that may surprise us in the month of April and June. I mean, we've got a lot going on for the last couple of years that nothing really surprises us anymore. We're kind of like, oh, okay, that's showing up now. But I feel there's some sort of shift and change that does bring something positive on the other side, okay? But this card is all about protecting yourself. Now, I'm not here to sell anything, so but advisory sort of stones or crystals that may help you, things like black obsidian or black tourmaline, very good at protection, okay? And yeah, you know, you can get them from your local store. I always prefer to go to someone who has their own sort of business rather than a big corporation, but that's your call. You do your thing. So I feel like it's about standing your ground on something. As you can see, the shield is up. You're protecting yourself. You're standing your ground on something. And especially if you feel like you've been going through a difficult period right up until April, this point where this reading is for, I feel like you are, you've got the power. I just feel like you've got the power. You've got the power of change. You're the one shaking things up. And I feel, you know, number 40, when you reduce it, 4 plus 0, of course, is 4, which is the Emperor energy. So this is about your power to protect yourself, everything that you've got, and create a solid structure before you move forward into the month. And we've got abundance. So on the other side of change is good fortune, is prosperity. And it says here, Goddess of abundance divine, let me thrive, let fortune be mine. So I do feel like there will be a time of plenty, but you're radically changing something in your world in order to make that happen in the month of April, okay? And it's number 2, which is the High Priestess. So very important. This is the challenge, to believe. This is a belief system. This is about your inner knowledge, your inner wisdom. You've got a hunch, Gemini, you've got a hunch, and perhaps you've got itchy feet in some area of your life, and you're like, you know what, I just feel like something needs to change. Whether it is you've been stuck in a rut and you just get up in the morning, you have your breakfast, if you're lucky, and you go to work, if you're lucky, and you're in a cycle of repeat, but you've been in a funk, and you feel like you want to get out of some sort of repetitive cycle, because Gemini, you're a sign of duality. You like to explore all areas of life. You don't like to get stuck in the humdrum of life. I mean, we all get there at some point, but it's about noticing it and shaking things up. The Death card is your protagonist energy, which tells me that this change over here is something you are activating, okay? The Death card is about transformation, and you are sort of changing things up. Perhaps you've been struggling with something and you're like, no, this is taking too much of my energy, my time. I'm taking back the power. I'm empowering myself and knowing that, I have the power to actually change my circumstances. The Death card is about releasing old habits, releasing that which hinders you, okay? To make room for something greater. So if you've been in like a stalemate position, or you've been feeling really uncertain, because we've got the Moon card there, which can represent uncertainty, you are trying to release something so that you can get a better deal, so that you can actually, make things fair or more balanced in your world in April. When we get the Death card, of course, it is it's like a rite of passage, an evolutionary sort of card. So I feel like you are evolving and regenerating your energy. The Death card is never a stop. It's never an end. Energy is transferable. So it's like a new beginning, because there are no endings, only new beginnings, because you're just releasing something in order to open yourself up to something new. It's a transitionary period. It's like that phoenix rising from the ashes. So I feel like there's big changes and you are activating them. You're moving on from something. You're rebirthing. So I feel like you are having some sort of, epiphany moment where all of a sudden you're like, something needs to change and I need to be the catalyst to make that happen. So I feel like you're taking back that power in your own life. Now the challenge here is the High Priestess. So this can be that either you've been repressing something for a while, my beautiful Gemini, and you've known that change is something that you've got to do, and you've been putting it to the side. We all get to that at some point. We all think, I know I got to change things, but right now I just don't feel ready. So you will know when the moment is right. The High Priestess is all about using your intuition and using that sort of mystical vision that you have with your third eye chakra. This is also about, silence. The High Priestess, she doesn't speak. So she has faith in the universe. But I feel either you've got some sort of secret change that you're going through, or something that you are changing in your world, but you're not telling anybody, you're keeping it to yourself. I feel like the real big deal here is having faith that you will overcome, and you will trust your decisions. They're saying trust yourself. I'm scrying at the same time as doing your cards, so I'm scrying in the water, and they're just giving me trust yourself. You know what is right for you, and you know what is not right for you, so check in with yourself. Also, I feel with this card that there's been a period of introspection. It's almost like, I just get this energy, you don't know how it's going to work out. That's what I feel. You don't know how it's going to work out, but if you trust yourself and your intuition, know that it is going to turn out in your favor, okay? Now, the outcome position, we do have some very challenging cards here. The Devil card is, and I'm going to pull a card on this, the Devil card is, I always say it's not an evil card. It basically can be like an addiction. So, for example, if you are addicted to, if you're addicted to having, 4 coffees from a coffee chain on your working day. For example, you have one in the morning, and you have one on a sort of at 11's, then one on a lunch break, and one on the way home, or something like that. For example, if you're like paying $6 or whatever dollars for that, at the end of the day you're spending like $25 for coffee or something like that. Okay, if you're in some sort of addictive cycle, you're like, I need to shake up some area of my life where I'm like, wow, I'm spending a lot on that. Maybe I need to cut back on that and save a little bit more money for what I want to achieve. or it could be like a gambling addiction or a substance abuse addiction, or it could be just a blockage. This card is basically something that you feel is a block, because everybody gets to the devil card on the journey of life, because the major arcanas are about the human journey, the fool's journey. Okay, we all start off with the fool energy, where we're all this bright, fresh spark in the world with hopes and dreams, and we don't know where it's going to go, but we hope that the universe is going to be benevolent towards us. Eventually, we all get to the devil card, where we feel stuck or bound in some way. That's what the card basically means, to be stuck, or to be bound by something. It can also be to be tempted by something. It can be materialism. It can be, it can be anxiety. It can be fear. Sometimes we get attached to fear, and it holds us back, and it prevents us from moving forward. Whatever the blockage is, you are using your intuition to remove it, because the moon card basically says, if there's some unseen problems here, or if there is something deep down that you're processing, the moon says you are making voluntary changes in order to transform your world, and you are getting really clear on what you want based on who you are, because you're checking in with that high priestess and with that moon. Those two cards are really intensely intuitive cards. So I feel like you know something needs to change, and you're activating change in the month of April. Okay, the moon card is about using like a second set of eyes. Okay, so if you feel like there's something, whether you feel you're hiding something or you're keeping something to yourself, perhaps you're keeping some change that you're doing, maybe you're thinking about relocating, or you're changing jobs, for example, you don't want anyone to know, you're keeping it on the down low, or you feel someone has kept something from you and you discover it and it's quite a shock, but intuitively you knew it. So I feel like you're going to be proven right in some situation in the month of April. The moon card is about, unseen circumstances, things in the shadows. Now, whenever you get the moon card, especially in the upright position, this is about a great opportunity, like popping out of nowhere, and something that you've called in, you've been manifesting. So it's about grabbing it with both arms, okay, making voluntary changes to make things work. And the Tower energy covering that is like, you may shock a lot of people with the changes that you make, but you're living life on your own terms, and no one else gets to dictate to you how you run your life. Okay, the Tower card basically is like, first of all, the lightning bolt comes from the universe, so it's like an act of fate that comes in, and it strikes the third eye chakra and also the crown chakra. So it's about a huge awakening. So this is a major awakening card. So it's almost like anything that has already been breaking down in your world, you're finally just letting it go. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a problem that you're trying to solve, suddenly you have that epiphany moment where it all breaks down, and you may be shook, but at least you've got the truth. Okay, so this card is like sudden change, and I feel like you're making the sudden change. So basically it allows a person to rebuild bigger and better than before. It is a positive transformation card. So let me just clarify before I move forward to your Celtic cross. Thank you so much, Spirit guys. Ooh. We have the Star in the reverse, and we have the Knight of Cups in the reverse. Now this could be a little bit of confusion about either something that you love doing, or maybe you suddenly, the Star in reverse is basically about a real test, a test of faith. And that's what they're asking you, to have faith that everything will work out in your favor. So if you've been going through a really tough period right now, whether it's you're all out of ideas, or whether, things are just a bit chaotic for you right now, first of all, I'm sending you the biggest hug and love I have to offer down the screen. Sending you so much love. The Knight of Cups in the reverse can sometimes sort of indicate that someone's got unrealistic expectations of you. So it could be like a work environment that's really toxic, and there's a lot that comes to light at a toxic workspace. Maybe you know something about the hierarchy and the way that they are abusing their power, or something like that, but then it all comes to light and you're like, I kind of knew that, but you get to make changes based on your intuition. The Knight of Cups also can, in the reverse position, can mean you lost your love or your motivation for something, and you may feel that right now you're all out of energy to give this situation, and you're feeling a little bit confused as to why the Star card in the reverse can be like you've run out of ideas, or you feel you're you're not inspired by what you do anymore. And it's okay to make those changes. So some of you may think, you know what? You want to change your career, or you want to change something in your life because you want to shake up the energy. Because something right now, I feel it's almost like you're running on empty, or you're feeling a little bit numb in some area of your life. It could be relationships, because the Knight of Cups in the reverse can connect to, like, you know, love. You may feel that you've gone through a very transformative state when it comes to love relationships, and that you're just standing there like really confused, and you know, you're not healing from this. So I feel you will only start to heal when you have this major epiphany and sort of decide to let it go, because we've got the Four of Pentacles there, which is about holding on to something that is just not something that you love anymore, or holding on to something that is not inspiring you anymore. So I feel like you're actually changing. There's this itchy feet kind of energy where you're like, I need to shake the energy up. Okay, and we got the Moon card. Yeah, so the Moon card is like frustration, confusion, unhappiness. So something in your life is making you feel a little bit stuck in a rut, and April is the month to radically change that, is what they're giving me. Okay, now let's go to the Celtic Cross and see what is coming towards you for the month. Oh wow, they've given this song before. Sometimes I love Spirit and the songs they give me, and I do look them up at the time, but then I can't remember them many months down the line, because I channel a lot, you know. So they were giving me a song, Ain't Nothing Gonna Break My Stride. Oh no, I've got to keep on moving. Yeah, so I can't remember who sings that song. Just let you know, I'm only reading the upright in this deck, just so you're aware. That's what I've been doing with all decks, and I'll get your cards first before I comment on your energy. So that song, I mean, I think that indicates nothing's really going to get you down, or nothing's going to prevent you from moving forward. So either you've heard that song on the radio just before, that's the High Priestess coming up again, so it's very important. This is an important message for you to trust your instincts, okay? Either that song came up on the radio, I can't tell you who sang it, I'm really sorry, or it'll come up just after this reading. Perhaps it'll come up in the month of April, but look out for that song. It could be on an advert, it could be in the store, you know, it could be when you get into the car and it starts playing. It's a symbol that you're going to start moving forward. The transformation that you make is very close to being complete, is what they're giving me. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please see, we got a Seven of Cups, we've got an Eight of Swords here. You got the Justice card coming out again. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Gemini? What do they need to know? Ace of Pentacles, beautiful energy. So prosperity is definitely coming on in. This is your outcome energy. The Ace of Pentacles is, you know, an offer coming on in, but it is based on who you are and what you deserve. But it could also be about your commitment. Now, your first card here is the Judgment card. So just to let you know, I'm only reading the uprights apart from the challenge positions, just so you're aware. The Judgment card is about your life's purpose. There's a decision point here. You know that something needs to change, and I feel like you're listening to Spirit. You know, trumpets tend to mean that the divine is talking to you, and I feel like you're receiving this information where you know something needs, you need to challenge the status quo in some way. When I get this card, I feel like there is that rebirth. Again, it's that Aries Scorpio energy. You're really being influenced by that Aries new moon at the beginning of the month, where you feel like this is about your true calling or your prosperity. You're asking big philosophical questions. Am I on the right path? If I'm not, what do I need to change in order to get to where I want to go? And if you're on the right path, but you feel like things are taking a long time, because the Two of Wands says, you know, you've done a lot of waiting for the right moments, but I feel like you're actually mapping your progress, where you're like, how far have I come? Where am I at now? And where do I want to go? Okay, so now I know where I want to go. What steps do I need to sort of initiate before I can get where I want to go? Okay, so I feel like you're in a planning stage, but you're making some really big changes. So you need to take some time out in order to activate change. You know, I don't love the fact that you've got the Two of Swords there, but I understand why, because the Tower card tends to show up with a Wheel of Fortune in my readings, but also with a Two of Swords, which means there's some sort of stalemate or uncertainty. You're considering options in some area. Now, this could be as big as your life's purpose, your calling. Perhaps you're gaining clarity, making final decisions on what is right for you, and you don't want to make a wrong move. So you're really trying to work out what is best for you. And they keep giving me, trust your intuition, trust yourself. Now, also with the Judgment card, this is like a renewal of energy, sort of you're examining and you're sort of reconciling yourself to your next move, and you're getting that energy, that drive. So if you felt a little bit of self-doubt, or you felt rejected, or there was a blockage in some sort of area of your life, I feel like you are shaking that up. They keep giving me this sentence, dream bigger than ever before. Aha. Okay, yeah, dream bigger than ever before. It's like a ticker tape kind of going across the water for me right now. So perhaps this is something that's relevant, because normally the word just comes up, but actually it's like a little stream of water that's just it's like a ticker tape type thing, a little banner. I don't know what you call it really, like a little banner that's going across that says dream bigger than ever before. Okay, so as it's going past, so that's an important message, of course, because you're capable of achieving it. We've got the Ace of Pentacles there. This is about your purpose, okay, and being on the right path. This is also about your prosperity. So I feel like this is about your power to step forward. You may feel like you're at a crossing point, because the Judgment card is like a fork in the road. So you have to make a decision. And in order to move forward for a new life, you must let go of things that may hinder that path. So I feel like you're getting really clear on what really excites you, where you want to be in the next 5 years. I feel like you're making big decisions in April because you're getting that power from that new moon in Aries, okay, which is the feelings of starting anew, or feelings of starting fresh, that boost of energy where energy levels go higher and you're setting intentions. Now, the Two of Swords is your crossing card, which basically means you're at a decision point, just like the Judgment card. And you may feel that, I mean, the Two of Swords is interesting because it tends to mean it's time to make a decision. Do I have to make a compromise? What do I need to do to consider all things? How will I know what move I make is the right move? So you could be considering options and feeling a little bit uncertain, but you also may feel a little bit stalemate. When it's hard to make a decision, the universe sends a tower moment, always. Because if you're sitting on the fence on something, the universe sends that tower to knock you off the fence either way, to make a decision. It makes things feel so uncomfortable that you have to make that split-minute decision. That's why it can be a radical change that you're making. I'm just going to show you the tower. They just asked me to show you the tower in your reading in the sort of traditional way. So as you can see, the lightning bolt hits the crown chakra. The building is on fire. Okay, the tower represents a prison, or just going round and round circles, feeling completely like complacent in your world. Maybe you're a little bit bored, you've hit a glass ceiling, or perhaps you've got really comfortable, or perhaps it's really toxic and you're like, you know what, you've put up with it for such a long time because it's attached to a lot of money, or it's attached to a situation that you feel bonded by, perhaps a contract or something like that. So what happens is the lightning bolt sets the building on fire. So now you've got a more uncomfortable situation to deal with, which is the building's on fire. So you have to make a split-minute decision. Do you stay in the tower because you've been staying in the tower or sitting on the fence for such a long time? Or now, do you take that leap of faith? So I feel like you're taking the leap of faith, because it's better to take the leap of faith into the unknown than it is to stay in the burning building, for example. So I feel it's going to be an important decision that you make. You will make the right one. Trust your intuition, okay? Also, the Two of Swords is something that's very interesting, because the Two of Swords figure, it tends to be blindfolded, which means you're using your intuition. You're using all other attributes, all other senses to get you out of your situation. That's why you got your Eight of Swords here. It's almost like you're wondering, can I find another way? Can I ask Spirit? Can I ask the universe to find me another way? Can they send me like a download where I all of a sudden just know the right way to go? So you may be asking for signs, is what I'm getting here. You will see signs. Well, they're showing me a red star, okay? Okay, thank you so much. I'm sure grateful. If you see a red star over the month of April, immediately think about what you're thinking about. Recall what you're thinking about, because that is your answer. Okay, that's something that's coming through right now. So just be mindful of that. We've got the High Priestess. This is what's below you. So I feel like you really are connecting to that wisdom. Okay. Also, I feel like you are trusting in the unknown. There is a peace in that where you're like, you know, what will be, will be. But I feel you are someone who's very proactive. So you're not just sitting back. I don't see you with the Two of Wands just sitting back. I feel like you're still making decisions. You're making progress. You're actually having a choice here. And I feel like you are on the right path. I don't know if you heard that bang. You know, that was quite a loud bang. I'm not really sure what that was. But I feel like it's a sign that absolutely you're on the right path. But I feel you know that something needs to change, perhaps to shake up the energy, to perhaps for more money, or perhaps for you getting what you truly deserve. But I feel you're trusting in your own decisions. Okay, now what is behind you? This is a past position. So the Magician card is like confidence, accomplishment. You know, you're really good at what you do, okay? And you actually have a lot of power. You have a lot of ability. And I feel you've been manifesting. There's something here that you've already got in motion that you're manifesting, okay? But you may be finding another route to it. Or you may be looking at your capabilities and seeing how you can get what you truly deserve out of the situation. The Magician says what you think about, you will bring about. You can accomplish everything you set out to. As long as you focus, because you may feel that it's been difficult to focus in the last couple of months. I mean, it's been difficult to focus in the last couple of years because we've been bombarded with things that have been going on in world events. So on a personal level, I feel like it's been very difficult for all of us to maintain a level of focus. But I feel some of you may be disconnecting from certain things in order to have that level of focus and accomplishment. This card is basically about your power, okay? Now, it's also about your ability to make really good decisions, to be shrewd. As you can see, the Magician has got the I don't know why I said the Emperor. This happened before. This happened, I think, in a Pisces reading. So perhaps you've got Pisces placements there. But anyway, we've got the Magician there has got the wand, okay? It's like creativity, excitement, passion, drive, being an achiever. So the Magician wants to achieve something, and he's got all the elements on the table to make that happen. So the Magician reminds you, you've got everything you need within you to make that happen. You've got to this place where you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience, the experience of life. And your experience to date will take you to where you need to go, okay? We've also got the Two of Wands, which is above you. So right now, perhaps you're in that stalemate position, or you're trying to weigh things up because you're waiting for results, or perhaps you're waiting for a sign that the world is going back to some sort of normal, or that the world is in some way, you know, has the right circumstances for you to take action. The Two of Wands is about ambition. It can feel a bit restless as well when you feel you've got an idea but you can't implement it right then, or you have an expectation of where you want to be and you're yearning to be there, and you've got everything you need to get there, but you feel there's some sort of part of your plan that's on hold, okay? Doesn't mean that you're just sitting there, you know, twiddling your thumbs waiting for you to be able to move forward. I feel like you're still at a planning stage of something. And the Two of Wands basically says trust in the unknown, but also you're being encouraged because you're envisaging something new. You're shaking things up. You are making progress because of that fact. So I feel like you are aligning yourself for your perfect situation for you, okay? So I feel this is about you being in the flow, that expectation. You're right where you're going to be. You're right where you want to be, I feel, in April. It may feel a little bit daunting because you may feel like you have to change something that has become a pattern or a habit, but I feel on the other side there's a lot more excitement, a lot more prosperity, a lot more something that is right for you, let's put it that way. Now in the near future we got the Seven of Cups, which means you've got a lot of choice. And the Seven of Cups is also a very interesting card because it can mean if you use your imagination, you can actually align yourself with all the dreams that you have. You can manifest everything. You have the power of potential and possibility. So this is about this person is not just being presented with all these cups. It's about this person imagining what is possible and then choosing that goal to focus on and make it possible. So I feel like you are making the impossible possible, but I feel like you have some choices. You have a directional gauge to think about in the month of April. This is about evaluating what it is you want. So I feel like this is all your visions. You know, it's almost like you're taking into account all the things that you want in your life, and then you're deciding, okay, let's streamline my energy. What is possible for me to do right now? I'm going to focus on that, and everything else will fall into place, okay? But I feel like you're hitting the jackpot because you're getting that Ace of Pentacles there, which is, for example, some of you may be thinking about your life's purpose path, like what you feel called to do in your life. And you may be waiting for the right opportunity to sort of arise before you can take the next steps on that path. So the Ace of Pentacles can sort of indicate that there's a new job coming on in, or there's a new offer coming on in, something that's financially really lucrative. It could be a new stream of income, for example. If you're someone who like does things like stocks and shares and things like that, it can mean that your money's going to be up. There's definitely some sort of financial flow coming on into you in the month of April, but I feel you're thinking about changing some area of your life to make it a little bit more interesting. Now we've got the Hierophant, and that's in your position, okay? So this is about you, basically, your commitment, your trust in yourself, your faith. This is, I mean, having faith is so important. This is a card of having faith. But some of you may look at sort of other areas of your life to learn, or you may look at other people to learn. So for example, some of you may be looking at like self-help videos or how-to videos online, because the internet is very much starred in your month of April. So some of you may be learning how to implement new skills, for example, or you may be putting yourself on a course to learn something in real time with real people. You know, you may be learning how to up the ante in terms of your career, or wanting to do something to do with your career. I feel it's more to do with your life's purpose, okay? And the Hierophant is about learning, but it can also be about secret knowledge, okay? Sharing secret knowledge. So there could be someone who is like a tutor that you come across, or someone you meet who actually has a piece of information that is secret, because we've got the High Priestess there twice in your reading, which is a lot of secrecy. There's a lot of like knowledge that is being shared on the, you know, off grid or under the radar. And I feel this person, for example, you could come across a tutor or a mentor who whether it's online or in real time, who actually shares a piece of knowledge with you that's like, aha, that's your epiphany moment, where everything just makes sense. So I feel you're learning something here. Most importantly, this card is about your dedication and your input into what you do, and having faith that you can achieve whatever it is you set out to do. This is like a marriage of all the things coming together in your life, where things start to, you know, all the cogs start working together in union so that it can actually work out in your favor, okay? The external circumstances, Eight of Swords. So I feel there's a little bit of anxiety here. You may feel like the moment isn't right on something, or you feel like there's something that you're not seeing. Okay, so you're trying to use your other senses to get yourself out of the situation. The Eight of Swords is about like solving the problem, really. It's about realizing that you're feeling a bit stuck or a bit bound in a situation, and it's called you to think, there's something I'm not seeing. What is it that I'm not seeing? So I feel, you know, this figure is blindfolded to make this figure sort of rely on finding another way of solving the problem, or trying to get out of being stuck in a rut. So she's using her intuition. The history of this card is she's not bound. She could actually release her arms, and the swords are all pointed down, so there's no threat. So there is a self-imposed restriction here, where you're encouraged to open your eyes to see things as they truly are, be really honest with yourself, and not be disillusioned with everything that's going on right now, in order to find a solution and have that strength and courage to face whatever it is that you fear, or face whatever it is that is making you feel stuck. This card is basically about finding an alternative route in order to release a blockage, okay? Now, The hope and fear position, we've got the Justice card again. So this is, I mean, three decks here, they're all showing pretty much all the same energy, which means you want to get a fair deal. You're hoping that things go in your favor. But the Justice card again is another card where you have to make a decision. You're reminded that whatever decision you make, because this is a major arcana card, whatever decision you make, it will change the rest of your life. It is a life-changing decision that is very important. So it needs to be made slowly. The two of Wands there is like, you know, take some time out. You don't have to rush this decision. But if you don't make a decision, the universe will come along and make the decision for you. Sometimes no decision is also a decision. So remember, I feel like you're taking charge though, because the Death card says you are implementing change, and this change is going to be, you're going to wonder why you didn't make this change earlier, because your life is going to change in such a great way. I feel the fear here also could be, you know, you feel like there's some sort of unfairness, or there could be a legal issue here. It could also be that you feel like someone is being dishonest with you. It could be a friend, it could be a co-worker, it could be a person in your life where you feel, you're not telling me the whole truth here, but intuitively you know this. So you may be undecided as to whether you feel this person deserves a place on your path going forward. So I feel like you're making really radical changes about your self-care, you know, protecting your energy, giving your energy and your care and your love to the right people and to the right places. The Justice card indicates that you will get a better deal, okay? It's interesting, they're just showing me in the water someone using like a carrier bag, you know, like maybe, you know, like a plastic bag, like you go shopping, like a bag for life, that sort of thing. They're just showing me someone like getting one of those ready. So maybe, I mean, that's connects to like trying to save the world from excess plastic. You're reusing something, maybe it's about recycling, I'm not really sure. Perhaps it's preparation to purchase something, I'm not really sure, because they show me a carrier bag, or a takeout bag or something. So please take it as it resonates. I mean, I get the most random images, so I'm not really sure how it resonates with your reading this one. But if I'm trying to intuitively read it, it could be that you're preparing to purchase something, or you want to be prepared for something, so that you don't have to give extra money, for example. So please take it as it resonates. It may even literally be that you're listening to this reading and you're getting stuff out of a paper bag, out of a plastic bag, or you're putting stuff into a plastic bag. So please take it as it resonates. It may not resonate for everyone, of course. The Justice card is about getting what you truly deserve and desire. It's almost like the effort that you put into something, your big dream, for example, you should, by the law of the universe, be getting, you know, fair reward out of it. But you may have felt recently that there's been no reward, or there may be something that you're thinking you're lacking, or that you're doing wrong, where what you're hoping to achieve is just not showing up right now. So you're feeling a little bit despondent, or a little bit of self-doubt there. The indication here is that you will get good karma. There will be a recompense for what you want and what you desire, but there is an adjustment to be made here. The Justice card is all about making that adjustment, and that is exactly what you're doing, okay? So it could be that you've got an idea and you want to carry it to term, and it's going to be a very lucrative idea, but you feel there's circumstances against you right now, or you find an alternative route to get to where you want to go. And I feel it's about making that adjustment. As soon as you do, everything changes. So the Ace of Pentacles is your outcome position, which means that there is, you know, evidence of abundance working on the physical plane. When you get this card, this is about you recognizing that you're aligning yourself with success at grassroots. For some, it can mean that there is a job opportunity coming on in. Perhaps there's a raise or a promotion or some sort of investment income that comes your way. It could be something you're patiently waiting for, shows up in your world, and you're like, ah, this is it. Could be more money, could be, as I said, an opportunity. If you put your resume out there, that would indicate why there's a little bit of secrecy going on in your reading. It's all very cloak and dagger, your reading for April, but the universe comes on in and offers you abundance, and that is exactly what you're getting, okay? This is, you know, this indicates like getting a fair deal. This is your overall energy over here as well. Fair deal, protecting yourself whilst you make a decision on something, and abundance being the outcome. Okay, and prosperity. So I feel this is an important, it's almost like I feel a very fluid journey to a really good outcome. The Ace of Pentacles is all about gain. It can be about materialism. It can be a financial gain. It can be an acquisition. You're purchasing something. It can be success. It's about an opportunity coming on in that is gifted from the universe, that is the start of good fortune for you, okay? So I feel this is a very positive card that sees you aligning yourself with this success. And success looks differently for everybody, okay? And I feel like this is about you having concrete evidence of prosperity in your world. Whatever it is you've been manifesting from the past, or whatever it is you've been manifesting for quite some time, I feel like it's showing up in your world, and it's something to make you really, really smile. You'll be asking yourself why you didn't make this radical change sooner, okay? So I'm going to leave it there. I hope that resonates for some of you out there. If it does, please like and subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press the little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with reading, which is actually very important for me. Also, I do go through all of the messages, and there are thousands of you writing in all the time, and I do go through them, so it may take me some time. I'm only one person, but I do get around to you eventually. Also, I'm running a free competition for one lucky subscriber to win a free personal reading. And all you have to do is every morning you get up, take a couple of moments on the side of your bed, just sit there and be grateful to the universe for all that you have and for all that you have yet to receive. Okay, and just be thankful because more gratitude actually is a magnet. It brings you more things to be really grateful for. Okay, so it's like a boomerang. So and all you have to do in the comments box below is put I have an attitude of gratitude, and I will gravitate towards one lucky subscriber on the 28th of April, and I'll announce the winner in a video upload only. Okay, now your final cards are I am ready. Okay, so you are ready to make this change. You're ready to receive this abundance. Keep your arms wide open for this and be open to receive. Okay, you are ready. It's number 30. Okay, when you reduce it, 3 plus 0 is the Empress, number 3, which is about creation. It is about creativity. It is about abundance. It is about beauty, harmony, and creating balance, recognizing your potential and recognizing that you are brimming with it. Okay, that there's a lot of possibility for you to manifest what you have already been working on, because the Empress card, she's already planted the seeds and she's nurturing something to term. This is showing up for you. Okay, towards the end of April is what they're giving me. Remember, you are also beautiful. Okay, that really connects to that influence from Libra on the 16th of April, because it's all about beauty, balance, harmony, and it's number 29. So when you reduce it, 2 plus 9 is 11, the soul path number. So I feel like be confident as well is your final card. Number 45, which when you reduce it, 4 plus 5 is 9, which is the Hermit energy. That's wisdom, that's knowledge. Be confident in all that you know. Be confident that you're making the right decisions. Take a moment out to pause, to reflect, and you will be gaining enlightenment, okay? But be confident. As you can see also, there is a map of the world behind this person. So some of you are thinking about traveling or relocating in some way. I mean, the Two of Wands can connect to travel choices. So perhaps you're making some changes. You know, when you go away on holiday, because they're just giving me this energy of someone going on a vacation, and when you're away, you think about things in a more relaxed state, and then all of a sudden you can see all the areas of your life where you want to make changes, and it becomes so clear. I feel that's a very, very huge possibility in April. So if you've planned a vacation, or you are currently on vacation, and you know, you're moving on into April with your vacation as well, I feel this is something that becomes like a revelation to you, where you can see all areas of your life and where you want to make changes. I feel like you're triggered to make those changes. Also, I feel some of you may be thinking about moving abroad, or making a big decision to relocate or find your happiness in another sector. I feel like these are big changes, whatever they are for you, okay? But they work out in your favor. So I'll leave it there. As I said, I hope something resonates for you. I'm just going to get a trinket before we close. Thank you so much for it, guys, for angels. Oh, wow. I'm loving that. Okay. So we have the wheel. Okay, that connects to the Wheel of Fortune energy. So this is about navigating. This is about you making the right decisions and being the master or the mistress of your own destiny. And I feel like you're changing course in some way. But I feel like you're not completely going off the beaten track. I feel like you're going to find prosperity and excitement, but this is about destiny, okay? And they want it to be on the judgment card. So I feel like you are on the right track towards your destiny, and it's going to be very lucrative. Also, we've got the fish there, which connects to that Pisces energy. So if you've got Pisces placements, you'll feel it's stronger than most. But as you can see, the fish has got a little bit of a gem in its mouth. So the Page of Cups energy connects to this, because a fish always pops out of the Page of Cups, his cup. Something that shouldn't be in there, something that wouldn't tend to normally be in there. It's a surprise. So I feel like there's a surprise opportunity that actually is like an offering. It's a real gem, literally for you, Gemini, that comes out. It's just a surprise. I really feel a major surprise. They want me to put it on an Ace of Pentacles. So this could be, if you're at work, you're like, maybe you're happy where you're at, but you're like, oh, something needs to change though, I'm not really sure. If only a new position became available, then all of a sudden the next week your boss writes to you and says, hey Gemini, you know, this new position just became available because Bob from wherever just decided to hand in their notice, or we're creating some sort of new position within the company and we'd love you to run it. Okay, so I feel like there is a major change that just pops out of nowhere for you, but it starts with you making some changes or visualizing a change. And also we've got the seahorse. Now seahorses are about partnering up with the right things that give long-term longevity, kind of prosperity. Also male seahorses, they are the creators. So whenever I feel this seahorse, I always feel like it is a masculine seahorse, so the creator. So I feel like you are creating a change in your world that actually affects you long term. So very, very positive energy. Okay, they want me to put it on the Seven of Cups, which is very unusual, but it can mean that, you know, this dreamer energy. Imagine what is possible. And, you know, oh, I understand. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. So they're indicating, like, normally in the way that life tends to go, it's the feminine counterpart who tends to birth things. And in the seahorse world, it is a masculine who births the energy. So perhaps you're doing something very different, or you're going against the grain in some way to challenge. You're making something impossible possible. Okay, so I feel like this is something that you're doing that is unique and very, you're going to be very skilled at it, and a lot of abundance comes out of it. Okay, so I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, my beautiful Gemini, and love and light.